You pick it up before you even decide to. You check it again 10 minutes later. Nothing has happened. You check it anyway. This isn't weak willpower. It's 2 million years of biology, hijacked. To understand why, go back to a savanna in East Africa. Your ancestors didn't have notifications. They had something more dangerous to ignore. Information about their social group. Who was angry? Who was an ally? Who might share food tomorrow? Missing that information could cost you everything. The psychologist Robin Dunbar spent decades studying primate social structures. He found that for early humans, tracking relationships wasn't a luxury. It was survival. Gossip, in his view, was the original social network. The brain that paid closest attention to social updates was the brain that lived long enough to pass on its genes. That brain is still running inside your skull. It hasn't been updated in 2 million years. But the world around it changed overnight. Here's where it gets stranger. In the 1950s, the behaviorist B.F. Skinner ran a now famous experiment with pigeons. He gave them a lever, press it, and sometimes a pellet of food would drop. Not every time, randomly. The pigeons didn't peck occasionally, they pecked obsessively, far more than the pigeons who got a reward every single time. Unpredictable rewards, it turns out, are more compelling than guaranteed ones. Why? Decades later, the neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz traced this down to a specific mechanism in the brain. Dopamine, the chemical tied to motivation and craving, doesn't spike most when you get a reward. It spikes when you don't know if you will. The anticipation is the hook, not the prize. Now look at your phone again. Every time you unlock it, you're pulling Skinner's lever. Sometimes there's a message, sometimes a like, sometimes nothing. You can't predict which. So your ancient social reward-seeking brain checks again and again. Not because you're addicted to your phone, because you're addicted to not knowing what's on the other side of the swipe. The apps weren't built by accident this way. The same psychology Skinner documented with pigeons has been studied, refined, and engineered into the products you use every day. Engagement isn't a side effect. For many platforms, it's the entire design goal. But here's the twist worth sitting with. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do. Scanning for social information, chasing uncertain rewards, staying plugged into the group. On the savannah, that instinct kept you alive. In your pocket, it keeps you scrolling. The mismatch isn't a flaw in you, it's a flaw in the gap between the environment your brain was built for and the one it now lives in. Your ancestors checked the horizon for danger and opportunity. You check a glowing rectangle for the same reason. The hardware never updated. Only the trigger did. So tonight, when you feel your hand reach for your phone with no real reason, you'll know what's actually happening. It's not 2026. Not really. Somewhere underneath, it's still the savannah, still scanning, still waiting to find out who's out there. And the real reason you can't stop checking your phone isn't your phone at all. It's 2 million years old.